This Sunday, the phrase of the week is prove it.
The problem that you have is they go into rooms, they won't let anybody near them. They wouldn't even let them in the same building. Did they drop anything into those piles? Or did they do it later? There's no chain of custody here with them.
Special Master Judge Raymond Dearie is asking Donald Trump's lawyers to back up their claims that FBI agents planted some of the documents seized from Mar-a-Lago. Dearie also wants proof that Trump declassified the 100 or so classified documents he took by the box load to his Florida golf course. And, well,
if you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it, because you're sending it to Mar-a-Lago or to wherever you're sending it. And there doesn't have to be a process. There can be a process, but there doesn't have to be. You're the president. You make that decision. So when you send it, it's declassified.
What in the word salad with extra dressing is that? No doubt Judge Dearie will require something a bit more substantial than telepathy. He's given Trump until Friday to put up or shut up. Meanwhile, New York Attorney General Letitia James has filed a sweeping lawsuit accusing Trump, the Trump Organization, and 3 of his adult children of years of widespread fraud related to the family's business dealings, a move that could potentially cost Trump $250 million and his real estate empire. Joining me now, Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen. He is also the host of the Mea Culpa podcast and author of the forthcoming book, Revenge: How Donald Trump Weaponized the DOJ Against His Critics. Michael, welcome back to the Sunday show.
Jonathan, that was some opening that you have there, my friend. I mean, yes. Hey. Could you imagine? First he goes after the FBI. Then he turns around and he wants to use the Jedi mind trick. Declassify we do, right? I mean, this guy is out of his mind. He's really, truly lost it.
Michael, wow, that was an incredible impression. But let's talk about the impact of a conviction and how detrimental that could be to Trump's family business. As I mentioned, not only is the New York AG looking to recover $250 million, she's also seeking to bar the Trump Organization from getting loans from any New York registered financial institution for 5 years. The question, though, Michael, to you is, do you see the Trump family trying once again to settle this case, or will this case go to trial?
Okay, first of all, they had an opportunity to settle. We don't know what the facts behind that are. However, the $250 million pursuant to the 200-page indictment by our unshakable Attorney General. That's the base that she's looking for. That is not the ceiling. So we're talking about anywhere, in my estimation, based upon the documents that I know the Attorney General has, I suspect that they're probably looking at somewhere between $750 million to $1 billion in penalties and fines. So do I think the Trump Organization is in trouble? Absolutely.
Well, another thing that could be in trouble is this, and that A.J. James went after was the brand. He's built his entire brand around being a businessman with enormous wealth. But Attorney General James dismantled that imagery one stunning example at a time, like Trump's claim that his gaudy Trump Tower apartment was worth 3 times its actual value. Michael, you were once his lawyer. Based on what we know of the Attorney General's lawsuit, how much of the iceberg has James uncovered?
No, I think she uncovered everything. She names, 200 different violations, 200 different averments there in her indictment. This is not a joke. We've all seen this sort of scenario over and over again, which is, oh, that's it. Donald's cooked. This is it. It's all over. Rest assured, Tish James has done something now that nobody else has done. Whether it's going to be Fani Willis in Georgia or the pick in Washington or you name it. This is taxes. Numbers don't lie, people do. And Donald Trump lies. So the problem is you can't even get him, onto the stand in order to testify, because if you do, he's not going to tell the truth, and you're going to catch him in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Michael, Attorney General James said flat out, quote, "The investigation started after Michael D. Cohen testified to Congress that Mr. Trump and his employees had manipulated his net worth to suit his interests." That testimony that you gave before Congress was in 2019. In addition to suing him, the AG also made criminal referrals to the IRS and the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Do you think Trump is finally on the road to being held legally accountable?
The answer is yes. The only thing that, and I'm certain that AG James and also the IRS, they need to act. And I know Tish James will do that. One of Donald Trump's favorite plays is delay, delay, delay. And he's going to look to delay everything. No different than you may also recall in her 200-page indictment. One of the things that she talks about is the documents that they ultimately recovered in the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, documents that he was required pursuant to subpoena to turn over. Now that subpoena was after the lawsuit. Trump lost. Then it became an appeal. Trump lost that, went to the Supreme Court. He lost that. Subpoena, refuses to turn it over, claims that they don't exist. And then ultimately they find them in the raid. Everything right now is going bad for Donald.